Hi, today's training video is on Chicago Pneumatic's new CP tire buffers. My name is Peter Beers. So your presenter today, me, I'm Peter Beers. I am the area sales manager covering the Western U.S. Vehicle Service Tools. I've been with Chicago Pneumatic for 20 years. I'm a 41-year industry veteran. And my contact information is right here should you need to contact me. Our new tire buffers come in low speed, high speed, and also new heavy duty low speed and extended versions. Now the beauty about tire buffers is that they help recycle tires, and this really fits in with Chicago Pneumatic's sustainability approach of increasing the life of tires. With the tires, they can be repaired multiple times. With a passenger tire, it's usually done via plug and a patch. And with commercial tires, it's a repair and a retread process. So what do tire buffers do? Well, with a low speed, which are the most popular, they rough up the surface area prior to putting a patch on. They also help clean the tire moldings and help remove excess rubber. With a high speed, these are used to repair steel belted cores with either a carbide burr or a stone. Now note, the high speed is very much like a die grinder with a chuck on it. You don't want to use this to try to scuff up the tire prior to a patch. It'll burn and you don't want to use this. So this image right here shows our old version tire buffer, our CP871 with the aluminum housing. The new version CP871C high-speed tire buffer, basically the C stands for composite grip. So the beauty about this new one with the composite grip is there's less heat transfer, lower vibration, an improved safety lever, similar RPMs at 22,000, similar horsepower, can be used with our rear exhaust kit. Typically used with a carbide burr or a stone. So our old version low-speed tire buffer was CP873, and as you see, it's got a 9/16 quick change chuck. Our new version CP873C is a low-speed tire buffer, and this has a composite housing as opposed to an aluminum housing. And the beauty with a composite housing, it's got lower vibration, less heat or cooling transfer. It's got a reinforced safety trigger. It's got similar RPMs, similar horsepower. Also, it's got the same 7/16 quick change chuck, but really feels great in your hand. Vast improvement. Our new die grinders come with or without a rear exhaust hose. If you want the hose, you want to order it with the K at the end. Now the beauty about the rear exhaust hose is it quiets the tool and also directs your exhaust air away from your work area. So our four new models are shown right here. The CP871 high-speed tire buffer, the CP873 low-speed tire buffer with the quick change chuck, the new heavier duty series CP873C HD with beefier gears and swivel inlet, and also the 873C HDES extended version, also with a swivel inlet and beefy gears. Now, all of these will accept your rear exhaust hose. These two are available with this. With these two, this is an added accessory. So the most common accessories used, of course, your tungsten steel buffing wheel, your cleaner, your lubricant cement or rubber cement, your overbuff sealant, a scraper for any loose rubber, your stitcher, your burr, carbide burr right here, used with a drill or put into a low-speed tool with your chuck there. a stone, either a plug or preferred a plug and patch, or if the hole is on an angle, then basically the plug by itself and then the patch. So the process of repairing a tire is first off identifying what's wrong. Here is shown where a nail has punctured the tire. So essentially the user will take a crayon and identify that. He can also identify his leak by soapy water put on there, or also put it into a dunk tank. So you want to really identify where your problem area is. A spreader helps you get to where you need to tire buff. Shown here is a carbide drill bit, commonly called a rasp, which will be used with a drill or a low-speed tire buffer to clean up your hole. Then basically we're going to take the low-speed tire buffer with the tungsten attachment and buff out your area shown here. So after buffing, the surface should be properly cleaned and vacuumed. Then rubber cement is applied. You use your plug and patch, pull it through, stitch, apply your sealant, and then cut your extra plug piece off so it's flush with the tire. So after your tire has been repaired, you need to test the tire to make sure the leak has been fixed, then balance, then back into service. And the beauty is, back into service means the tire doesn't go into the landfill. So CP now also has heavier duty low-speed tire buffers, specifically for the retread market. Shown right here, either in short or a longer extended version. The beauty with these new heavier duty tire buffers are they're perfect for retread shops or for commercial shops that really use their tools hard. They last 4 times, so they're way more durable, lasting 2,000 hours before maintenance as opposed to 500 hours. The RPMs are slightly more, still a slow speed, but at 3,500 as opposed to 3,000. They're more horsepower, at 0.67 horsepower as opposed to 0.47, really designed to remove rubber quickly. Beefier gears and needle bearings, also a swivel included. Additionally, they have a 7/16 quick change chuck. All models with the composite grip, like we talked about before, and also all models except the rear exhaust kit. So one may ask, why retread? Well, there's a big cost savings using retreads. 75% of the tire material is reused, so we're using less oil, less steel, less material goes into the landfill. The core can be used over and over. Perfect for all tires with the exception of steer tires. And even now with the technology that's going into the retread market, in certain shops, a retread is also acceptable in certain fleets for steer tires too. So your retread shop process is a 10-step process according to Bandag. Receiving, where you're going to do a work order and code the tire. Inspection, very important, visual and electrical inspection. Shearography, this is laser technology. Bead to bead, really looking for imperfections. Buffer, and this is not done by a hand tool, this is done by a big machine, essentially removing the old tread. Skyping, this is where you're repairing your rusted steel belt, or you're trimming damaged areas with a wire brush and cement applied. Next is repairing, essentially cleaning and preparing the tire for the extruder gun or a patch. Building, applying new pre-cord tread, spliced together. Enveloping, where you, in a sense, put it in an envelope under pressure. Curing, this is your heat process to secure everything together, and then final inspection and painting. Here are some images of your Skyping and repair process, essentially using tire buffers, die grinders, and drills. Here, die grinder, essentially getting to the steel belted core and removing any loose ends. Again, shown here. User using his drill and a carbide drill bit, making the hole clean. Extruder gun, adding extra rubber, and then buffing it out. So some technical data shown. Big takeaway is, with low speed buffers, they use quick change chucks. With high speed, we use a regular drill chuck on them. On a low speed, we're either using a 3000 or 3500 RPM as opposed to a 22,000. So whatever accessory you're using, you want to make sure that the accessory matches the tool. Other differences, your heavy-duty versions will have a swivel exhaust built into them. So, should you need replacement parts, yes, they are available. Most key parts are available by themselves or in common kits. When using any air tool, the proper airline accessories are recommended. Those include filter regulator lubricators, proper fittings, couplers and nipples, air fuse, hoses, whip hoses, swivel inlets, fittings in the tools itself. CP has all these available. So that is your presentation on Chicago Pneumatic tire buffers. Thank you for watching.